Have you ever felt like you were trapped in an endless storm of negative thoughts? As if negativity were a constant weight dragging you down? If you're tired of being a prisoner to your emotions and want to discover how to achieve a truly strong mind, you're in the right place. In this video, we will unveil the secret of emotional detachment and show how it can be the key to freeing you from this vicious cycle. You will learn how emotional detachment doesn't mean being cold or indifferent, but rather how to transform the way you handle your emotions. By mastering this practice, you will find a new level of inner peace and a renewed ability to face life's challenges. Don't miss the chance to discover how this powerful technique can make a real difference in your life. Keep watching and get ready for a transformation that could change the way you see and deal with your thoughts. If you're ready to take the first step toward a lighter and more resilient mind, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and dive with us into this journey of self-discovery and emotional strengthening. What is emotional detachment? At first glance, it might sound like something cold or distant, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful steps toward mental freedom. It doesn't mean you should shut yourself off from emotions, much less ignore them. In fact, detachment is about learning to observe your emotions without clinging to them, allowing them to come and go without taking over who you are or how you act. This is especially important when dealing with negative thoughts, which tend to cling to the mind like Velcro. When you practice emotional detachment, you start to realize that you don't have to be a prisoner of your feelings. For instance, instead of letting a critique bring you down emotionally, you can detach from that emotion, recognize the feeling, but not let it define your day. Gradually, this emotional distancing allows your mind to become stronger and more focused, creating space for more positive thoughts. After all, the more you detach from what pulls you down, the more room you create for what lifts you up. Emotional detachment is like a muscle you can strengthen with practice. Imagine yourself in traffic, where irritation with a reckless driver can easily dominate your mood. By emotionally detaching, you acknowledge the annoyance, but choose not to sink into it, maintaining calm and focus. This same principle applies to negative thoughts. You notice them, but don't let them dominate you. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to manage these situations. Why is detachment important for controlling negative thoughts? Our brains, by nature, are programmed to focus on the negative. It seems like a curse, but there is an ancestral reason: survival. In the past, being able to quickly identify danger was the difference between life and death. Today, however, this tendency to focus on what is negative no longer protects us. It just overwhelms us. Each negative thought is like an anchor, keeping the mind stuck in cycles of worry, anxiety, and fear. Emotional detachment comes in as a key to breaking this cycle and redirecting your mind. If you cling to every negative thought, the impact on your mental health is immediate. Imagine waking up and even before getting out of bed, being bombarded by worries. Work, relationships, the future. This can cause stress, disrupt your sleep, affect your productivity, and even your interpersonal relationships. Clinging to these emotions turns what could be simple thoughts into emotional burdens. But when you practice detachment, these worries lose their power and become just transient thoughts, without the ability to dominate your day. Controlling these thoughts doesn't mean avoiding or suppressing emotions, but rather not letting them dictate your actions. Emotional detachment offers a lighter mind, ready to focus on what is positive and constructive. Have you noticed how, by stepping back from a situation, you can see things more clearly? The same applies to your thoughts. The more you detach, the easier it becomes to see them for what they really are: just thoughts, not unshakable realities. This is the first step toward a more resilient and emotionally stable mind. Practical techniques for emotional detachment. One of the most effective tools for developing emotional detachment is mindfulness. This practice of mindfulness teaches you to observe your thoughts without identifying with them. Imagine that your thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky. You can see them, but you don't need to cling to them or let them define your emotional state. Mindfulness helps create a healthy distance between you and your emotions, allowing them to come and go without getting lost in them. Starting with just a few minutes of meditation a day can make a significant difference in your ability to maintain a strong mind. Another powerful technique is acceptance and surrender. Instead of fighting against what you cannot change, such as other people's opinions or situations beyond your control, accept these aspects with a mindset of surrender. For example, if you encounter constructive criticism, instead of reacting defensively, accept the information without letting it affect you emotionally. This practice not only reduces the intensity of negative thoughts, but also promotes a sense of inner peace. By accepting what you cannot change, you free up mental space to focus on what truly matters. Additionally, redirecting your focus to things that bring you positive thoughts is an essential technique. If you are stuck in a cycle of negativity, try focusing on activities that you love or that bring you joy, such as hobbies, exercise, or quality time with friends. This not only relieves stress, but also reinforces your emotional resilience. By creating a daily routine that includes activities that nurture your strong mind, you will be building a solid foundation to handle future emotional challenges. Real-life examples and practical applications. Let's explore the impact of emotional detachment with some examples that show how this practice can transform your life. Imagine a professional facing an important presentation. Instead of being consumed by anxiety, they use emotional detachment to remain calm and focus on the task. They acknowledge their nervous thoughts, but choose not to identify with them, allowing their mind to stay clear and focused. This simple adjustment can make all the difference in performance and confidence during the presentation. Another common example is someone facing conflicts in a relationship. Instead of reacting impulsively to criticism or misunderstandings, this person uses detachment techniques to observe their emotions without letting them take over. By applying emotional detachment, they can respond in a more balanced and constructive manner, which can significantly improve the quality of the relationship and promote healthier communication. In your daily life, think about stressful moments, such as a difficult meeting or a tight deadline. By using emotional detachment, you can shift your focus away from worries and concentrate on practical solutions. Instead of being consumed by pressure, you learn to observe your emotions, redirecting your energy to tasks that truly make a difference. Practicing detachment not only improves how you handle challenges, but also enriches your everyday life, bringing more peace and satisfaction. Common mistake in practicing detachment. A frequent mistake when trying to practice emotional detachment is confusing detachment with emotional suppression. Many people believe that detaching means simply avoiding or ignoring their emotions, but this is not the correct approach. Detachment is not about fleeing from feelings, but about allowing them to come and go without controlling your life. Suppressing your emotions may seem like a quick fix, but it actually increases emotional burden, causing unresolved feelings to build up and eventually create more problems. Another misconception is thinking that emotional detachment implies being indifferent or uninterested. In reality, it is the opposite. You continue to experience and feel emotions, but you do not let them dominate you. For example, if you are detaching from a failure, it does not mean you don't care about the outcome, but that you are learning to handle the situation in a way that does not compromise your emotional well-being. This type of detachment builds a strong mind capable of facing challenges without being dragged down by a tide of negative emotions. Avoiding the mistake of interpreting detachment as emotional coldness is crucial for developing effective practice. It is essential to accept your emotions as part of the process, but without letting them dictate your behavior. True emotional detachment provides a new perspective, allowing you to manage your feelings in a balanced way without getting lost in them. Moving to the next stage of your journey is essential to mastering this skill and achieving greater inner peace. Today, we explored how emotional detachment can be the key to transforming your negative thoughts into a source of strength. We saw how practicing detachment is not about becoming insensitive, but about gaining control over your emotions and redirecting your energy to what truly matters. By applying the techniques discussed, such as mindfulness, acceptance, and redirecting focus, you are taking important steps to build a strong and resilient mind. Now it's your turn to put this knowledge into practice. Start applying these techniques in your daily life and notice how your perspective changes. Remember, real change begins with small steps, and the persistence in applying emotional detachment can bring lasting inner peace.